Okay, you guys, I'm so excited to read with you. Got the baby down for a nap. I'm ready to go. The aroma of being alive. So grateful. All right, where was I at? Chapter 23. Look out! Here comes the monster! Screamed a fourth grader. It's a monster from outer space! Ah, he's ugly! Yelled his friend. Don't let it touch you! Warned a girl with pink glasses, or you'll turn into a monster too. Bradley ran at them. They scattered and regrouped like pigeons. He sat down to eat his lunch. Sure is a stupid monster, shouted a third grader. After lunch, Bradley sat at his desk, last seat, last row. He didn't look at Jeff. He didn't look at the other way either, at the chart full of the gold stars, and he didn't look straight ahead at Mrs. Ebel. He didn't look anywhere. It was time to see Carla again. He took the hall pass from Mrs. Ebel and walked out of classroom. He hated Carla. He didn't want to make the same mistake with her that he made with Jeff. He realized Claudia was right. Carla didn't like him. That was just her job. She was waiting for him outside the door. Hello, Bradley, she said as she held out her hand. It's a pleasure to see you today. I appreciate you coming to see me. He walked past her and sat down at the round table. She sat across from him. She was wearing a long-sleeved white shirt with 2 triangles on it, one red, one blue. Did you make a list of topics to discuss, she asked. No, you're the teacher. So? So you're the one who has to say what we talk about. That's your job. Well, let me think. Are you sure you can't think of anything? He shook his head. I'm surprised. I thought you would have come up with a lot of interesting topics. Well, in that case, we'll have to talk about school. Shall we start with homework? Monsters from outer space, he replied. Monsters from outer space! You said I could pick the topic. I want to talk about monsters from outer space. Oh, what a wonderful topic, said Carla. The only way to kill them is with a ray gun. Regular guns or even hand grenades and atomic bombs. You won't kill them. You need a ray gun. He stood up and pretended, pew, pew, to shoot a ray gun, making a noise that sounded like a cross between a machine gun and a horse. Pew, 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 pew. Carla put up her hands to protect herself. Don't shoot me, she said. You're a monster from outer space. No, I'm not. I'm a counselor. He stopped firing. Do you believe in monsters from outer space? She shook her head. No, but I do believe there are other types of creatures living in outer space. I just don't believe in monsters. I believe that Earth is just one small planet in a gigantic universe. I think there are billions of other planets with trillions of other kinds of creatures living on them. Some are real smart, some are not so smart, some are bigger than dinosaurs, others smaller than ants, but out of all those creatures, I don't think there's even one monster. Not even one? No, said Carla. I think everybody has good inside of them. Everyone can feel happiness and sadness and loneliness. But sometimes people think someone's a monster, but that's only because they can't see the good that's there inside of him. And then a terrible thing happens. They kill them? No, even worse. They call him a monster, and other people start calling him a monster, and everyone treats him like a monster. And then after a while, he starts believing in himself. He thinks he's a monster too, so he acts like one. But he still isn't a monster. He still has lots of good buried deep inside him. But what if he's real ugly? What if he has green skin and only one eye in the middle of his face and 3 arms and 2 hands on each arm and 8 fingers on each hand? Ha! You and I might think that's ugly, but that's just because it's different from what we're used to seeing. On that planet, that might be considered beautiful. You may have just described a handsome movie star. Bradley laughed. Ha! On that planet, they probably think I was ugly because I don't have green skin and I have 2 eyes. Bradley shook his head. No, they would think I was ugly, but not you. Why, Bradley? That's the nicest thing you've ever said. Thank you. He blushed. He hadn't meant it the way it came out. Oh, I don't want to talk about monsters anymore, he mumbled. Okay, I think we had a very good conversation, don't you? You picked an excellent topic. For the rest of the session, he colored. He took a green crayon out of Carla's large box of crayons and tried to draw the creature from outer space that he had described. He was able to draw the 3 arms and 6 hands, but he had trouble fitting 8 fingers onto each hand. Carla? Yeah, Bradley? Can you see inside monsters? Can you see the good? That's all I see. He returned to his picture. He drew a black eye on the middle of the creature's face. He drew a red heart inside the creature's chest to show all the good that was there. Well, how does a monster stop being a monster? I mean, if everyone sees only a monster and they keep treating him like a monster, how does he stop being a monster? Well, it isn't easy. I think first he has to realize for himself that he isn't a monster. That, I think, is the first step. Until he knows he isn't a monster, how is anybody else supposed to know? Bradley finished coloring. He's a movie star on his planet. Everyone loves him. Oh, he is handsome, said Carla. You want it? I mean, I don't want it anyway, so you can have it. I love it. Thank you. In fact, I'm going to hang it on my wall right now. Bradley watched her tack it up. He almost told her she wasn't supposed to put holes in the wall, but he changed his mind. It was time for him to go back to class. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, said Carla. I hope you have another wonderful topic for us to discuss. He started to go, then stopped and turned around. Yes? She asked. He put his hands on his hips and stared at her. Did you forget something? He stood and waited. Her eyes suddenly lit up. She held her hand out. I've enjoyed your visit very much. Thank you for sharing so much with me. He stretched his mouth into a half smile, half frown, and then he hurried out of her office. Here he comes, chapter 24, said Lori. Don't be a chicken, Colleen bit her bottom lip. It was after school. The three girls stood across the street and watched Jeff. Maybe we should wait until tomorrow. Hey, Jeff! Lori shouted. No, Colleen whispered. Jeff turned. Lori and Melinda walked toward him. Colleen laid behind. Hello, Jeff, said Lori. Hi, Jeff, said Melinda. Hello, Jeff. They said, hi, answered Jeff. Lori laughed. Come on, Colleen, ask him. Colleen has something she wants to ask you. What is she going to ask him? She stammered. Quit bothering me, Jeff said very quietly. We're not bothering you. Colleen just wants to ask you. Melinda stopped her. Let Colleen ask him, she said. Well, see, it's my, birthday. I don't want her to ask me anything, Jeff snapped. Colleen turned bright red. And quit saying hello to me, too. We can say hello if we want. It's a free country. I don't want you to say hello to me. Don't worry, I won't. I will. Hello, 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 hello. Be quiet! He slammed his book down on the sidewalk. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Hello. Quit laughing, Jeff shouted. She can laugh. You can't tell her she just can't laugh. Hello, 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 hello. Lori said as fast as she could. Be quiet, screamed Jeff. You be quiet, said Melinda. I'm not afraid of you, Melinda, said Jeff. I'm not afraid of you either, said Melinda. Jeff raised his fist in the air. Melinda did the same. This is not sounding well, you guys. Lori shrieked with anticipation. Whoo! Okay, hit me, said Jeff. You hit me first, said Melinda. No, you hit me first. Somebody hit somebody, shouted Lori. Jeff tapped Melinda's shoulder with his fist. She slugged him in the stomach as he bent over. She hit him in the nose. Jeff flailed his arms as he tried to defend himself, but Melinda kept punching him in the neck, in the stomach, then in the eye. Jeff fell to the ground. Melinda jumped on top of him, knees first. She sat on his chest and held his arms flat against the ground. Lori knelt beside them, slapped on the ground as she counted. That's a crazy dog. Excuse the dog. So Lori knelt down beside him and slapped the ground as she counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Melinda stood up. Lori held Melinda's arms in the air, holding her nose with her other, and she bellowed, "The winner is still the champion of the world, marvelous Melinda!" And Colleen clapped her hands. Chapter 5. I'm going to be good, thought Bradley, and then when everybody sees how good I am, they'll know I'm not a monster. And Mrs. Apple will give you a gold star, said Ronnie. Bradley was so excited he didn't realize he was putting on 2 different colored socks, a blue one and a green one. He tied his shoelaces, then went into the bathroom and looked at himself in the mirror. His black eye was almost gone. It had faded into a lightish brownish yellowish color, and he hurried out to breakfast. His mother made him oatmeal for him. I hate oatmeal, he complained. You'll eat what you're served, said his father. This isn't a restaurant. He frowned, not because he had to eat oatmeal, but because he realized he never should have said that he hated it. Ooh, that was something the bad Bradley would do. The good Bradley liked hot, lumpy cereal. He took a big spoonful, brought it to his mouth, and swallowed the glob. Good, he said. His elbow bumped the glass of orange juice. Claudia screamed and jumped up. Oh, Bradley, said his mother. His father glared at him. It was an accident. He started to say it was an accident, but he remembered Carla didn't believe in accidents. That puzzled him. He wondered why he would want to spill his orange juice on purpose. He liked orange juice. It was the oatmeal he should have spilled. Are you going to sit there or are you going to help your mother clean it up? Asked his father. He picked up his napkin to help, but his mother told him to stay out of her way. You'll only make a bigger mess, she said. Silently, he finished eating. As he headed back to his room, Claudia burst laughing. What's so funny? Look at your socks, she laughed. He looked down at his feet. Huh, thank you, Claudia. I appreciate you sharing that with me. She stopped laughing and stared at him. He walked into his room, sat on the edge of his bed, and took off his sneakers. Wow, said Bartholomew. You were so good, I would have punched her in the face if I was you. Bradley changed his socks, but once again, he was so excited thinking about the gold star that he didn't pay attention to what he was doing. He took the green sock off his right foot. He took the blue sock off his left foot. He put the green sock on his left foot and the blue sock on his right foot. Then he put his shoes on and left for school, determined to be good. He walked into class and took his seat. Last seat, last row. He sat up straight, with his hands folded on top of his desk. He tried to hold back his excitement as he glanced at the chart on the wall next to him. Jeff came in and sat down. Last seat, second to last row. Bradley saw him out of the corner of his eye, then turned to get a better look. Jeff had a black eye. What are you staring at, Chalkers? Jeff snarled. Hey, you two look like twins, exclaimed Shawnee, the girl who sat in front of Jeff. Turn your ugly face around, Jeff snapped. Oh, be quiet, Bradley, said Shawnee, turning around. Bradley looked at the back of Shawnee's head. She still thinks I'm the monster. And I wasn't even the one that said that. But once I get a gold star, she's going to know different. For the rest of the morning, he sat at attention with his eyes fixed on Mrs. Ebel. He kept wondering if she noticed how good he was yet. As he walked out for recess, he was almost certain that a gold star next to his name would be there when he returned. Curtis and Doug, two of Jeff's friends, came out of Mrs. Sharp's class. What's the big idea? Hitting Jeff when he's not looking, said Curtis. Huh? Said Bradley. Doug pushed him. He stumbled backward into Jeff, who pushed him back the other way. Bradley looked around. He was surrounded. Jeff's our friend, said Robbie. Yeah, said Brian. Uh-oh, what did Jeff do to you guys with the black eye situation? You hit me when I wasn't looking, said Jeff, and my hands were full of groceries. I didn't want to break the eggs. Chicken chalkers, said Dan. There was space between Andy and Doug. Bradley dashed through it and ran across the playground. Jeff and his friends chased after him. Bradley looked back at them and smashed into a girl standing on one foot. The girl fell into the hard hopscotch ground and wailed. I'm telling Bradley, said one of her friends. I'm sorry, Bradley said helplessly. They continued running. He ran up the concrete steps and entered the school building through the auditorium. From there, he walked quickly to the library. What do you want, Bradley? Asked Mrs. Wilcott, the librarian. Nothing, he muttered as he sat down at one of the tables. He leaned his head against his hands. What if Carla's wrong, he worried. What if I really am a monster? I don't want any trouble from you, Bradley, said Mrs. Wilcott. Oh my goodness, how can I be out of coffee again? How am I going to survive the day without it? Well, I'll work on this next time. See you later. All right, my friends, we will live to read another day. Eleanor, how do you feel about interrupting us once more? Oh, I think she just laughed. Did you just laugh? Have a good day, you guys.